is on the brush tool. The brush tool is located in your left panel and looks like a paintbrush. Usually when using a brush tool, you want to have a fresh layer selected that has nothing on it. Like the erase tool, like the clone stamp tool, you are able to adjust the size of your brush using your brackets. In the upper panel, you're able to click the drop down and able to select the angle of the brush, the size of the brush, the hardness of the brush, the most recently used brushes, and all of your brushes. Once again, in your drop down, you're able to control the angle of the brush, the size of the brush, the hardness of the brush, the most recently used brushes, and all of your brushes. Also, you're able to adjust the opacity of your brush. At 100% opacity, with your color selected, you're able to get the full color of the brush. At 50% opacity, you're able to get 50% of the effectiveness of the brush. Your flow percentage allows you to state how many clicks you want it to take to get the full effect of your brush. At 50%, I have to click a few times for the brush to be fully effective. Once again, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now your brush is fully effective. In this scenario, we're going to leave the flow at 100%, the opacity at 100%, and we're going to adjust the hardness to be 0%. The hardness of your brush matters. At 100% hardness and at 0% hardness, it leaves softer edges. In this tutorial, we're going to upload a new brush to use for this specific project. To upload a new brush, select your brush preset folder. Select your brush settings panel. Select brushes. Select import brushes. And wherever you have stored your brushes, Adobe brushes are stored as .abr files. If I want to select that brush that I just uploaded, I'll come back to my brushes panel, go into my brushes, scroll to the bottom where there's fiery light leaks. If you notice, my icon does not show the brush. That is because my brush is too large for my canvas. So I'll use my bracket tool to bring down the size of my brush. Once I decide the size of my brush, I then begin to click. And now my brush is currently effective. For the sake of this tutorial, we'll be using ink brushes. I've selected one of my ink brushes. And once again, my brush is too large for my canvas. I use my bracket keys to bring down the size of the brush to fit the canvas. When applying a brush to your canvas, ensure that you select a new layer. This is the brush that I want to use. And if I want to use a different color, I can come, choose a foreground color. And if I want to use an orange, I can come right on top, create new layer, and select that brush. This is the tutorial on the brush tool.